Hello YouTube, Zo4646 here, and today I want to discuss a small issue with all of you fellow bikers and all of you fellow citizens of India. So on Tuesday night we got ourselves into a bad situation. Well, good or bad, it's the way you look at it. So we were on a ride basically. There were 9 of us, and we wanted to go to the airport to get something to eat. And on our way we stopped at a petrol bunk at Aramghar, and we were having coffee there. So it's a regular place where we go for coffee. It was pretty late in the night. It was around 12:30, 1 o'clock. So we had coffee there, and by the time we were having coffee, a couple of cops came and they just asked us if we had our licenses and RCs and all. So some of our bikes were new, where we had the TR papers, and some bikes were old. So we told them that some TR papers are there and there are some RCs and also. They just basically didn't even check our documents, and we were told that a lady by the name of Mrs. Khan had complained that we were racing, and we scared her with the honks, and apparently she was on her way to the airport and she was on her way to Delhi. So she called up 100, the 100 panic number, and she informed them about this, and the cops came down in the next 5 minutes to the petrol bunk to take us in. So we tried explaining them for almost an hour, nothing happened. So the SI sir took us in, we were put in vans and we left the vehicles at the spot. We didn't give any of the keys. Some of our phones were taken away. So we went to the police station, it was 9 of us, and they wrote down our names, asked our names and all, checked on the licenses. They took our licenses, RCs, and they took our bike keys, they took our phones, and they wrote down what phones we use and which area we stay in, what our full names are and everything. All the details were written on a notepad by the SI, and all of our belongings, including the bike keys and the phones, were put up in a polythene bag, and the bag was put inside a locker. It was locked, and the SI sir just left the station. It was, by the time all this happened, it was around 3 o'clock, 2:33. And after that, one of my friend's parents came and they tried asking them that, what's the proof? If a lady has complained, where's the lady? You can get the number or you can get her, but they failed to provide any clarity. All the other officers could say, what you have to ask the SI, or someone told that, that lady left to Delhi, or that lady is not there. Some reasons are given. So anyways, this is what really happened. And after that we had to wait till the morning, till the CI sir, the circle inspector, came, and he gave us a counseling on, you should not be riding bikes, you should not be out so late in the night and everything. And we just had to listen to it all, and we were just given a challan of 100 rupees for dangerous parking, and we had to give the challan. And after that we took our keys, phones and all our belongings, and finally at 11 o'clock in the morning we left the police station. And we were not we were not hit, or we were not abused by the cops or anything. It's just that 8 hours went to the PS. We just had to sit there waiting for someone or the other, without any clarity. So morning we left for our homes. That's it. All of us slept tired. In the morning we woke up to find that in the news a lot of manipulative things had come. So this is what they gave in DC, the Deccan Chronicle. As you can read. So they told that a woman had called and they suspected us of suspicious activity and racing, but after cross-checking and everything, the CI sir said that there was nothing like that happening, and we left. We were just planning to have dinner at the airport, the Shamshabad airport. So well, that's the real story. But there were some Telugu media guys over there who were shooting the whole thing, and without our information. And finally, this is what came in the paper. Basically, this. So I'm sure many of you might not be able to read Telugu, but this basically means that we were caught eve teasing. We were teasing a woman, and we misbehaved with her, and then she called the cops, and the cops had to take us in. That is what it says. So something was written in DC, that is Deccan Chronicle, and then this newspaper, the Sakshi newspaper, the local Telugu news channel, they have published another story, and they put up a video on the news channel, and we were not informed or anything. And even while filming us, nobody told us that they're filming us and everything. They shot our bikes and all. And yeah, For clarity's sake, we gave our names, ages, addresses and everything to the cop station at least 4 times. Yeah, exactly 4 times. They took our details in writing 4 times. Even while leaving, we had to sign some counseling letter or something on that. So, first of all, in this paper, as you can see here, so I wouldn't want to mention my friends' names, but all of their names, or most of their names, have spelling mistakes. My name is written as Zohail. Zohail. Now, as far as I know, that is not my name. Okay, and some of their ages are given wrong. One of my friend, his age is 32. They gave his age as 20. So basically, we had to give the information, the correct information, at least 4 times, and the media guys published the wrong information. Now, how can you copy something written, something which is written there, still make a spelling mistake? Not even once. It's made like 10 times. All the names almost have spelling mistakes. So these people are so lazy that they can't even read the names of the people which are written. They're not given verbally. They're written properly. So what kind of news will they be able to give? Now, most of us are engineering students. We'll be getting panic calls from our relatives and everything like, oh my god, what happened? You got into a biking incident. Why are you biking? Why are you using your bike? This, that. Now, my point for all of you is, in all other developing countries and all the developed countries and most of the developing countries, there are licensing rules. Like, unless you're 16, you can't ride a 100cc vehicle. Unless you're 20, you can't ride anything up to 600cc or a super sport. And unless you're 25, you can't ride a hyper machine, like anything above 1000cc or something. What do we have here? What is the RTA and what are the cops doing to regulate that from their side? Nothing. You're just getting high-end bikes. Every month we see launches, like Triumph launches something, KTM launches something, now Benelli is coming into India, we have Ducati, Aprilia, almost all the bikes. Okay, so is there any regulation? No. You may be a 16-year-old giving some fake ID proofs, getting a license, not even giving a trial run on a bike properly. You might be getting your license, and you're 16 and 18 and your parents will buy you a Yamaha R1, KTM 390, whatever bike you want, depending what they can buy for you. And you're just out there on the streets, just riding it. Nobody asking you. You don't have your helmet, you don't, even your feet. You're not physically, and most importantly, you're not mentally prepared or well enough to handle the bike and, to know where to open the throttle, where not to, where there is public, where you should not be using loud exhaust. Nothing. We don't have regulations from the government on anything, loud exhaust or helmets or wearing safety gear, nothing. All you get is, if you're wearing a helmet and a jacket and you're out on a big bike, 99% of the people and all the cops and everybody will have only one thing in mind. They're racing. Street racing. Illegal street racing. Illegal bike racing. That's what is published everywhere, and that's what they see you as, a bike racer. He's an enemy of the society. He's going to kill people. He's going to kill himself. He's going to kill somebody. Why do we have these stereotypes? Why can't everyone just grow up and accept the fact that biking is more than a hobby for a lot of us? It's a culture. Okay. Now, Harley Davidson and KTM, these are two people who, organize events and all up to a commercial level. Now, I just showed you a news flash in the Sakshi TV paper. Now, I'm going to show you one more news flash in the same Sakshi paper. Okay. This is a local Telugu paper about Harley Davidsons. So, here, as you cannot read, it's written that, Harley Davidson is a bike, it looks as if there is a red bird or a red plane flying in the air, and, it goes 68 and 30 kmph in first gear, and, it can go more than 100 kmph speed, and, you see these people posing in front of the bikes and everything. So, yeah, posers are considered as heroes, and, there's two ladies sitting on the bike. I'm not interested to know who they are, but posers are considered as bikers. Okay, he has a bike and he has this. Even a lot of the superstars having bikes. Now, I don't want to be going into all of that, but basically, if you're not wearing safety gear, it's not a big issue. And matter of fact, if you're triple riding, it's not considered such a big offense. If you're breaking a signal, now at least the rules are getting tightened. But people carrying so many loads and sacks and everything in a small auto, it's not considered a risk. A lot of people carrying coconuts in autos. One time a coconut fell in front of me. I was on the bike. So imagine what could have happened if I couldn't have avoided that. So all those are not considered hazards. What is considered a hazard is a biker going in the middle of the night, wearing all his safety gear, exceeding the speed limit. Okay, wait, we don't have a speed limit. No. At least nobody enforces it, at least nobody tells us, at least there is no notice board that, here that is the speed limit. Maybe on some roads, very few roads it is there, but otherwise I have not seen any speed limit. Now, people need to grow up and stop thinking of bikers as enemies of the society. We are not enemies of the society. And government and RTOs, you need to bring some rules on licensing. Now, after all of that scene happened at the police station, once we came back home, the explanation given to us was by our parents, Beta, why do you go out so late in the night, first of all? Well, yeah, that is one point. Our parents do have a point, and it is wrong to go out that late in the night, but we're not doing anything wrong. And most importantly, I'm not going to comparisons, but I'm comparing this with the recent Delhi rape case. So many of the people gave the explanation as if, why did the girl have to go out so late in the night? Why did she have to use public transport? It is somewhat like that. We're not doing anything wrong, but we are being told that, going out so late in the night is not considered good, or, going on fast bikes or owning fast bikes, or, as a college student is wrong. So the problem comes with stereotypes. Please, Indian citizens, take those stereotypes out of your head. I know there are people who are stunting without helmets and, on public roads just about anywhere, and, creating massacres on the roads, dying, and, portraying a very wrong image about bikers that, don't never get your son or never get your children high-end bikes or anything. They might die like this, or they might be on the streets doing this and that. Why can't we at least enforce a helmet rule? Okay, if not for all bikes, at least make something like anything above 200, 250cc, please start wearing helmets. Okay, at least helmets, leave alone the shoes or the safety, at least start wearing helmets. Okay, if not, it's not that people are not educated anymore. Everyone knows a heavy bike, a super bike is not something which you don't see. You go out in the night, anywhere, anytime, you see a lot of sports bikes, a lot of big cars and anything. There's no regulation on that too. Our RTO has been enforcing the high security number plate rule since almost 2 years now. And still now we don't even have the clarity. The new vehicles are getting those number plates, but the old vehicles, we don't know whether to get it changed or not. So what kind of system are we living in? Just because we were out, what was our mistake? Okay, we were out at night, we were going to the airport to get something to eat. That was our mistake. It was a highway. We were not caught in city limits. It was a highway where we were caught. So is it really wrong? An empty road. And when we asked that, the woman who made the complaint, I don't want to mention her name, they said her name. And when we asked for her that, please get her here, or at least give a call to her and ask if you really did that, they couldn't. They could not. Some said that, we can't get to her. Some said that she left to Delhi from the airport. All reasons were given. So basically I want to show that, now this issue is highlighted in the news and everywhere, and even our friends and relatives are like, oh my god, you went to the police station, you were caught for high speeding, bike racing, stunting, all that's wrong. And our relatives are always like, anyone who wants to get a bike will be like, we'll not get our son a bike, we'll not get him a bike, sorry. All this social drama happens. So please, people, first of all understand, I know this video might not go to the CM, Mr. KCR, or any of the RTO authorities, but if it does get to you, please, there are a lot of bikes coming in now. This is not going to stop. A lot of high-end bikes are coming, so the number of super bikes on the road is not going to decrease or stay the same. They're going to increase. You need to bring about enforcement laws on licensing, on safety, compulsory safety. You need to educate the traffic policemen that at least check to it that the high-end bikes which are in the reach of many people now, in the hands of many people, at least they wear safety gear. At least get some speed limits on some roads, invest in maybe some high-speed scanners and all. The government is already doing it in some areas, but please try to enforce more laws, more rules, so that this wrong stereotypes about bikers are removed and the real hooligans are put behind bars. I admit that the bike is if you look at it in a way, it is a double-edged sword. It might be considered a weapon. You might kill someone with it if you're not responsible enough, and that responsibility comes only when you're physically and mentally well balanced to handle that bike, which the government has to enforce. Age limits, age restrictions, who can ride which kind of a bike and all. I know it's a very cumbersome work, but I think it's high time you do it, because You can't be staying with the same rules all the time. Rules and people's thinking has changed over time. What's the use of getting all these high-end bikes here and not being able to ride them or freely and not having any rules or anything? So please, the government has to understand and bring about rules, and please, media, try to get some sensible news, at least important news. I know there are a lot of issues to be handled. Please stop manipulating. Stop manipulating issues and stop getting, all this manipulating, like the 10 different media people saying 10 different stories. Please, you didn't even ask us. You didn't even ask for our permission before filming our faces. We can sue you for that if we were in some other country, but as this is India. So please, and all you bikers out there who are on high-end bikes without helmets and all are doing shit on the streets, please try to use safety gear and try to be a little bit more responsible. Somebody is doing something and somebody else is getting the blame for it. The whole name is being spoiled. Biking is more than a hobby to many of us. It is a culture. So I wouldn't want to be stretching the conversation anymore. I think I put my points forward very clearly. Thank you very much for watching. And I hope this video gets to any higher authorities who can enforce all these laws. A lot of bikes are coming in the next 2-3 years. A lot of companies are coming in with a lot of high-end bikes. Please, you have improved the roads for us. Please enforce some rules too, so that the good ones, the good riders, are separated from the bad or the hooligan ones. Okay? Thank you very much.